Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Yeah, so this is Louis's room up here. Right? Yep, Louis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Man, that's a cool looking room though. He's got like black lights and stuff. How do I get in? Right here? Yeah. Look at this. He's got like hammock swings, like just chilling out in front of a boat. Which he lives in a boat. How awesome is that? What I want to know is, how did they get the boat up here? Can I go in? There we go. It wasn't letting me go in for a quick second. Ah, he was into...
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I was going to say, he's into hookah and marijuana and video games and black lights. Louis seemed like quite the trippy kid, man. Sorry about that. I'm going to continue to play the game now, because that's why you're watching. Louis, locker contents. Greater Seattle Institute of Psychology.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
What am I doing? I'm chopping the heads off of fishes.
He kept working at the cannery.
What the hell?
But he withdrew part of himself.
I'm falling way
In our
behind
sessions,
here.
I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Wander? Is that what you're...
wander.
Oh, wow. I'm playing him while I'm playing him.
I asked him to describe it.
That's weird. This is weird.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
What the hell?
He'd feel his way about.
Oh, I can't go that way. Now, I wonder if the path I take
Then
has
something
different
moved.
choices or not.
Bats
Bats?
and toads.
Whoa, this is so weird.
And things that have not names.
Monsters.
He knew it was all in his head.
Okay, well, where do I go? Do I go through the fish? Yeah, I go through the fish. Okay.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
This is so weird. Like having to use the different joysticks to play at the same time. It's really like an exercise in multitasking.
But he found something more.
Whoa, so now the game shifts.
I worried about him then,
This is weird.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss,
He's gonna die at the cannery.
but he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused,
The question is, how is he gonna die at the cannery?
like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on.
Man, look at this world.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
This is crazy. Oh, there's a dog.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
It's a virtual dog, though.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia.
Oh, God.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Now I got a guy with a drum following me. What the hell is
Then he
happening?
made musicians.
Feeling the beat. Feeling the beat.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every every day his imagination grew stronger.
This is so weird.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
So he just
and his
completely...
chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
So he became completely engrossed in this thoughtful world.
All the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh, look at that. They're giving me quite the royal welcome.
And he won.
That's cool.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
So he's even wandering in his wandering dreams.
It became a game for him.
Now oh my god, now I'm sailing a boat. This is trippy.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
I don't like having to multitask.
New Louisville.
Is the next one going to be New Louisville?
St. Louis.
Oh, haha, that's good. That's funny.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Oh god, I have to concentrate steering the boat. I can't throw any more fish. Eesh. Oh, maybe I won't crash then.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
That's a little strange.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Oh my god. So he's just daydreaming at his fish cannery job, and he's not even paying attention to the real world anymore.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
handsome queen.
Handsome queen.
So that's a choice-based thing. How's that going to change and affect the story? This is weird.
The queen was on her own quest for
sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Oh boy. Oh, I thought that they were gonna like come down and attack me. This is so strange.
He followed the sound of her.
She had a silver harp.
Silver harp.
I don't think I can hit the dragons, because then the edge of the screen kind of went a little bit more dark. I am beyond confused at this point. Like, it's a whole new level.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Okay.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
So now, just the world is taking up more and more of his field of view.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
But I love how the hand and fish are still there.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Oh, now it's got a fish lock.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
So he had a fish drawbridge, a fish lock, and a fish something else. I forget what the first one was. All right, let's go see what this...
Someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
What's this person going to have to say? Because I'm the king.
And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
You got that right. Oh, I just threw that fish at the queen there, I think.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Who's telling this story? Was it Dawn? Whoa, whoa. Now where the hell am I? That's a bloody... It's blood. This floor has blood in it.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, this is the cannery then. This is what it actually looks like.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
And there he is, right there. Wow. This is actually a pretty sad story. I wonder what happens to him.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
He's not even doing anything anymore. He's doing the motions.
I still thought I could save him.
Oh, I didn't think I'd have to go up here.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Bye, Lewis.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
They don't even have faces. They don't even. What's going on here? I'm in the world now. There's a cat. Oh my God! There's a giant cat. Look at that.
Even the wise Calico had insisted on inviting him.
I take it that's based off of Molly the cat. Who's the queen gonna be? That's what I want to know. Because I assume we're Lewis right now, because he acknowledged that that Lewis that was doing the fish work wasn't the real Lewis. This is the real Lewis. Alright, here we go.
There was only one thing left to do.
Pick up that crown and become the rightful king of the land where people have no faces.
Bend down his head.
He's gonna get guillotined. He's gonna get guillotined. No! He got decapitated at the cannery.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Somehow I didn't see that coming. Like, I knew that he was going to die, but I didn't think that that's how he would die.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Wow. So wait, she just broke the fourth wall. She said, my brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. That's weird. And with that, there's only one person left. Well, besides ourselves, but...
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Wow. So we have Dawn and Edith. Those are the only two that we need to figure out the stories of. And obviously us, Edith, we know we're pregnant, so I'm sure that...
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Ooh. So that's what made them leave the house.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Wish we'd stay. Oh, missing. Oh, so that's what one of the pictures, or one of these posters was. It was a missing poster for Milton on the path. What is this? I don't even know what those are. It looks like antacid tablets,
but I
like
understand
Tums.
why we left.
I'm glad you understand, because I don't, Edith. I'm very confused.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Oh, she couldn't take it anymore? Is that it? Like she just wanted to leave this place?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
So Edith was the only surviving child. And Edie was the only person left here, I think. And this was our room up here.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Wow. So this is Edith's room up here. Man, this is a tiny room. Although I guess she was a kid, so... Here we go. This is Edith's story. We're writing our own book? Is that what's going on?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
This is tense. Oh, so now we're playing as little Edith.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
So we are going to get to
Or
go
that
in the
we had
library.
a key to it.
Ah, so that was the present she left for her. She said, I have a present for you. Oh, wow. This place is
You're
huge.
afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Where do I go, though? It's so dark. Oh, up the ladder? Oh, no. Over here. Wow. I didn't even know this. I didn't even notice this.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Man.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Wow. That's sad. Oh, History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
That rolled in extremely quickly. Alright, I just need to keep going straight. That's it.
I got turned around.
Okay, maybe I can't just go straight. They designed it on purpose. But I know where I'm going. I know
For a
what I'm
while,
doing.
I wandered. I started seeing things.
Oh, it's a deer. I mean, I guess a deer could be down here. Probably not likely, though.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
I see. This is all the old stuff from the house.
Or maybe I came back to them.
It's a good way to put it.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
No! We're not gonna get to read it?
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
So that's her great-grandmother, not her grandmother.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Wow, so she died.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Man, I used to do that all the time in the car. And now I'm doing it in a video game car.
A few years went by.
Look at this.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Wait. We're the baby right now.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Wait. What?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Mind blown. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. I don't even know what to make of all that. So Edith died, but we don't know how. And originally it seemed like, okay, so I was kind of tripping and zoning out at the end there. It almost kind of seemed like at first she wanted her child to know about the stories, but then she hoped that they would never find out. But they did, because they were reading her story, and obviously she put, like, well, if you're reading this, I guess it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. I think that's what it's meant to be anyway. Man, that was a crazy, crazy story. I don't even know what to think of all of that, because like each story was kind of isolated in and of itself, but it was a part of this grander story of her figuring out, like Edith figuring out about, you know, her family. And her mom didn't want her to hear those stories, but obviously she found out about them because it was us playing as her figuring out all these stories. But then in the end, her writing her story in that book was for her child, who she hoped would never read it. Man, it just all comes full circle. I'm getting trophies right now. Maybe I get more trophies if I like cycle through the whole credits. I was going to leave it running anyway. Man, that is crazy. Obviously, this is one of those games where if you've made it to this part, you're probably not going to play it for yourself, because obviously you already figured out how it ends, and I don't think that there's any more sort of branching paths or anything like that. But for my sake, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end of this series and to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad that I got to experience this game, finally. I've been waiting for this game for like 2 years, maybe even over 2 years at this point, after it was first announced, and now I got a chance to play it and beat it. I really enjoyed it. It was a weird game, sad game, but it had a lot of good lessons and it told a good story. So, yeah, I think that'll about do it. So thank you so much for watching, once again, if you've made it this far in the video. And I'm going to let the credits continue to roll, but I will fade away into nothing. I got some other gameplay series coming up. They're already going to be going on at the same time that this series is airing, so, you know, check those out. Check out some other videos on the channel if you enjoyed my playthrough of this series, and yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you, Giant Sparrow, for the game. Thank you all for watching. My name is Aaron, but you can also call me Enigma. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.